this awesome idea. What if I could come up with a recipe that included the contents of the box next week? So that's exactly what I'm doing. And I'm making it up as I go, which is even better because I think a lot of people are intimidated by cooking something new and different. So we're going to do a stuffed chard leaf with, this is ground beef, sauteed leeks, and salt, pepper, white pepper, and dark pepper with rice that's already been cooked. The meat has not been cooked. We're going to roll that up in the chard leaves. Then we are going to make baba ganoush on the side. So it's kind of like a take on grape leaves stuffed with the eggplant ghanoush on the side. All right. I wanted to show you how I prepare the chard for the rolls, because you do have to destem them. And what I do is I take a sharp knife and I run it along the edge of the chard, and I get it to a point that is where it starts to be thin. Now some chard is so different, you know. Some come really flat, others come a little crinkly, but just handle it. Just make it work for you. So I just do this, and I get them in batches like this, and I just layer them, and then I'm going to put them in the water. Having sharp knives is so important in cooking. I mean, I just couldn't live without my knives. Half the time I travel with them when I'm going to cook with my friends, because I need to have sharp knives. So then we're going to dip these in water. Take my little tongs, and I don't know, I think a good 30 seconds works for me. And if it's longer, it's longer, and it's really no big deal. I've never had it work out where I cooked them, you know, to obliteration. What I do also is I take a plate and a colander and lift them out. I try to keep them as kind of flat as I can. That's what I've done. I dipped the leaves for about 30 seconds in batches, the chard leaves, and then I let them cool. And this is what they look like. They're tender, so you got to be really careful, but they're all ready to roll up, cooked. All right, so I have one out here, and what we're going to do is we're just going to take some of this meat and rice and stuff the leaf. I'm going to stuff them a little bit on the thin side, like getting a really thin layer here, because I want the meat to really cook, and I want to know that it's cooked through. So I'm going to do it a little on the thin side there. And I'm going to roll that up like that. I'm going to continue this till we've got all of our leaves stuffed. I think I might see if my son wants to come help me here, so it will be faster. And then we're going to come back, and I'm going to show you how we're going to finish the cooking so the meat is completely done, and we'll also make the eggplant dip. So this was 1 pound of meat and 1 bunch of chard, but I think I could easily do 2. With all this meat, I think 2 bunches of chard is the way to go. And use any seasonings you want in the meat. Don't be shy. Be creative. Okay, so 1 bunch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 bunch of chard made 8 rolls. Alright, so we are going to get to the sauce and cooking and finishing off the stuffed leaves by adding some butter to the pan, olive oil. And I'm going to add these beauties that we just made. By the way, did I say that I'm making this up as I go? See, it's not so scary. Most of the time, I actually like what I make. Once in a while, it's like so-so. I need to make a few adjustments, but it's never like, oh God, I'd never eat that again. But I'm really excited to see how these turn out. And for me, that's half the fun of cooking, is just experimenting and going, wow, I made that. Big house viewers. Oh God, look at that. It looks like it has a little sear on it. I'm just gonna kind of turn them once. Whoa, get my hand out of the way. Oh God, look at the sear on those. This is really exciting. Okay, so you see how some of the rice is, I think those last few I was like kind of sick of rolling, and so I just shoved them in there. I didn't really bother that much. Think about that and add the beef broth to my pan here, because we really want this meat to cook through. I'm gonna do that. How much was that? I bet that was like half a cup. I'm gonna put the lid on, get that to a nice simmer. And I quickly sliced it and kind of tore it apart a little bit with my tongs so it would be cool enough to handle. Then I'm gonna scoop them into the blender. Oops, the skin went in there. I'm gonna have to dig it out. Oh no, I don't. This is very cooperative. Awesome. Gosh, so I think these were in the oven about 45 minutes. So you want to discard the, this word Baba, I'm just going to call it Baba G. There's 3 cloves of garlic here. I'm going to put in like 2 cloves because I just don't think that you can ever have too much garlic. Tahini. So I'm doing tablespoons. A couple tablespoons of tahini. Couple, I'm going to try and keep it simple. Couple cloves of garlic. Squeeze almost a half a lime in there. It's a little gentle on the squeeze. And salt. Just incorporate some olive oil, and I'm just gonna, because olive oil is really important to mellow it out, I think. So we're gonna do this, and I know that some Baba G, I'm gonna taste that, and I'm not using another spoon because this is my household and we share germs here. All right, so I think we're done. So we're gonna take. They look very, it doesn't take long for these to cook, believe it or not, because the meat is you know, like ground meat. So what I'm going to take this off, put these on the plate, and then I'm going to put a side of the Baba G, which I think you could easily just lay it over the stuffed rolls. There you go. And instead of incorporating the parsley into the Baba G, I'm just gonna add some on top. Okay, do I get to taste it now? Now I get to try it. This experimental dish that I just made, which is stuffed chard with rice and meat. And hey Dylan, oh, you know, you would be a great person to try this. Want to blow on that? Because my son is not a fan, he's not a fan of chard, but I have a feeling he loved the sauce. Okay. And he loves meat.
Good.
It's good? Is that all I get? Do I get it? It's a fantastica. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Would so make this again. And it's just made it from right here. Simple ingredients. It's awesome. For me and my household, this is a good meal. I don't really necessarily need anything else because I have the rice, I've got my vegetables, and I've got my side. I'm a happy camper. I know sometimes it's challenging to figure out what to do with your box. Some of you aren't familiar with all of the ingredients, or you're just used to doing the same old thing like sauteing your chard or steaming your chard. So, I've created this dish for you this week, and I hope that you try it because honestly, it is the bomb. It is so good. It is simply beautiful chard stuffed with organic meat and rice with some spices. All the ingredients will be in this video, and with the eggplant. So this is going to be something I think you're going to do differently with your chard and your eggplant this week. I hope you try it because it is really tasty, and I can't wait to get off camera and devour this meal. Yo, yeah, ready to rate, move aside. Lorraine's 30-minute or more meals. Yeah. Minutes or less, minutes or more. Rachel Ray, move aside. Lorraine K.